Hey guys, welcome back. This is an official episode. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to videotape some of these nighttime and organizational parts of the character's day, just in case you guys find that sort of thing interesting. And I'll just call them interludes. They're not actually going to be, official full day episodes, but and I'm going to try not to impart important tips or tricks during this time, but at this point it's just available in case people want to watch the organizational stuff or listen to me talk about different kinds of equipment or other things which may or may not be of interest to you. So let's go ahead and get this stuff out of the seat if we can. At least we can get as much of this light stuff out of the seat as possible. I am so happy that we managed to find all this good gear. I love the gear from the armor pack because it's much more effective in terms of carrying capacity and defense. And it makes a lot of sense that it would be really rare out in the normal world, but in places like military surplus stores or military bases, you would find the tactical gear. And while I'm not too much of a weapons fan, I am pretty big on protecting my character, and the tactical gear is the best stuff to do that with, in my opinion. There might be other mods that give you, godlike superpowers, but I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in protecting her as well as I can in a reasonable or realistic fashion and giving her the best chance for carrying things, the most efficient way of doing things. So let's just get as much of this stuff out of here as we can. And I am not 100%. Oops, I didn't mean to put all that in the chest rate, but that's what I just did. And look at how much it's actually holding. This is why I like these chest rates. I might just swap this for the first aid kit, because look at all the first aid stuff that wound up in it accidentally. Alright, and I left her regular backpack in the car, and there's some heavy stuff in the car too, so... Alright, the toolbox can come out because now we can break the toolbox down. Alright, the generator can stay. Let's grab this radio. Actually, we can manage to get all of this stuff in the backpack, and we can't. I don't think I can carry the generator at the same time. Oh, yes I can. Okay, good. One less trip we need to make. Perfect. Alright, so we come in. She's waddling like a duck because she's carrying too much stuff. And we're going to come over here and drop this generator next to this one. Or maybe, are they both here? Or did one just eat the other? Oh, they're both there. Perfect. I'm not going to complain about that. That takes up less space if both of them are in the same square. Alright, hopefully that's not going to cause any issues with the game, but it'll be interesting to figure that out. Put that sledgehammer back down. Alright, and what I want to do is empty this stuff out. I want to put the ham radio on the counter. And it's gonna take the place of this. And the reason we're gonna do that is because I have heard, I don't know how true it is, that the ham radio, oops, that's not what I want to do. No, I don't want to take that. I want the radio. I have heard that the ham radio picks up other military channels that the regular radios do not. So we might have to program it for the emergency broadcast channel, but I've also heard that you can catch guerrilla radio and other military broadcasts if you have it. Now, why won't it turn this way? See how nice it looks this way? Instead, it's turning from the rear. I don't want to put it back there. I want to put it here. I don't know why it won't let me, though. Alright, let's put it there. For whatever reason, it didn't like where I had it. Okay. So let's see here. What channel is our broadcast on again? 98, I think? 89. Alright, let's see if this one has it programmed in. And that's all it has programmed in. Probably doesn't get radio channels, but we'll see. Let me turn this on. I want to make sure we've got the volume on that pretty low. I want the microphone to be muted because we don't want to be sending any noise through it. Alright, and are we carrying anything else? Let's drop all this stuff to the floor. Sorry about that, guys. I had a brief break while my computer went into hibernation mode. I forgot that at the end of the last episode, my computer had given me a warning that I needed to power up. So in the process of dropping this stuff on the floor, the computer started shutting down, and the first thing it did was close off QuickTime and cut the video short. So I apologize. There's probably a few seconds missing there, and I have figured out why it wouldn't let me put the ham radio where I want it, and that's because these taps are here. So they're just there for decorative purposes, and they don't really matter too much to me, so I'm just going to dump them. I think I can fit them into the trash can, and then I'll just delete them out. And as much as I hate to do that to some of these great things the developers have bothered giving us in this game, I always go for form over function. I apologize. I always go for function over form. That's what I get for trying to speak and do things at the same time. I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Alright, there we go. Now it's going to let me put the radio where I want it. Wonderful. Okay. And let's check to make sure it didn't turn itself off. Nope, it's still on. Alright, now look at the signal strength. It's kind of weak because of the weather, and you can hear the weather outside. So let's have a look at what we've got here. So one of the first things that I want to do is, first of all, I want to drop this radio out of my inventory. I want to have a look at all of these containers now, and the reason we want to do this is because some containers have a better weight reduction than others. So right now I'm wearing this D3M chest rig on the front, and I'm wearing this Fairwind tactical belt on the back, and the DCM chest rig has a 10-pound capacity. And if you go through and you look at some of these other ones, and you can find them by going to the floor. You don't want to look at them in the inventory panel, because as you can see, it doesn't give you information about them in the inventory panel. However, if you go and you sort this by type and you go down here to container, they all show up as containers because they can hold things. So we can look at the Blackhawk Commando chest harness, and that has a capacity of 10 with a weight reduction of 90. And then this is the D3M chest rig, This one has a capacity of 10 and a weight reduction of 90 as well, because here's another one that's on the floor. And then the military combat webbing set has a capacity of 10 and a weight reduction of 90. So what you want to look at in terms of comparison is also how much the item itself weighs. So the Blackhawk Commando chest harness weighs 1, the chest rig weighs 1, this chest rig, well, right now it has stuff in it, so it weighs 10.85. This one weighs 1. So these particular ones, all these chest rigs are of the same type, and they're going to give you the same weight reduction, I believe. And we can test that pretty easily by finding the chest rig that has all of the, it's this one, all the first aid gear in it, and trading it out. So this is the same chest rig as this one. We'll just wear this one, and we'll choose, this one can only be worn on the front, but it gives you two options. It gives you standard or loose. I prefer to wear it standard. And so it's going to trade it out for the empty one. And if we look in it, it's full. And as you can see, it says 9.85 out of 10. Well, when we looked on the ground, the weight said 10.85. That's because it was adding in the 1 pound for the chest rig itself for a total of 10.85 pounds. Now, when we look at our own inventory carrying capacity, let's drop this on the ground again, and let's drop this on the ground. We are currently carrying 5.93 pounds, and that includes the 3 things in our inventory, including our weapon, our keyring, this rucksack that we have on our back at the moment, and this tactical belt. And since both of these are empty, we can actually drop them as well. And that gives us a total of oh, no, we didn't drop them. We just took them off. Okay. So that gives us our 5.18 pounds out of 17. Just these 3 items in our keys here. And what we want to do is take a look at if different items of the same type cause our normal inventory weight to change by the same amount. So we have 2 chest rigs here. One of them has stuff in it and one of them does not. We're going to put on the one that does have stuff in it. We're going to look at how much our weight changes. And if you notice, it went up to 16 as we picked it up, but then as soon as we put it on, it went to 6.47. So we know that we were at 5.18. And so we went up by relatively 1 pound, despite the fact that this has 9 pounds worth of stuff in it. So that's not a bad change at all. So what we can do now is pick up this chest rig, and we can actually, before we pick it up, let's put it back down. Let's find it on here. Let's go with the Blackhawk one first, because that's the first one in the list. We can go to it as a container, and we can transfer all this stuff into it. And that should reduce the inventory weight of this down to 0, what's in it to 0, and we'll only be seeing the 1 pound for the chest rig. And because of the weight reduction, that 1 pound is only 0.30, I think. Because we had, remember, 5.18 without the weight of the chest rig. So this is how weight reduction works in your favor, because the item itself also is part of the weight reduction. So let's swap this out. We'll drop it, and we will pick up this one, and we will wear it. And 6.47, so exactly the same amount of weight, 1 pound plus, or 0.3 pounds probably for the chest rig, plus the weight of the items that are in it. And I expect that we're probably going to see that for all of these. That Fairwind tactical belt is different because it has less capacity, so we don't need to check it. But we can check this Chicom chest rig in the same way by transferring everything into it. Let's speed that up. And then we can drop this on the ground and put this one on. And again, exact same amount. So what that means is that we've got some chest rigs here that all do the same thing. So backpack, backpack, backpack. Here's this D3M chest rig. So we're going to pick that up. And here's another D3M chest rig. We'll pick that up. And here's a Blackhawk chest rig. And I think that's it for the chest rigs. So what we can do now is basically just zoom in and decide which one we like the look of, because we have some choices. And for the moment, because we have so many of them, we may as well pick the one that we like the look of the best, because we can always fill in with the others later on when this one wears out. Alright, so this one is the Chicom that has everything in it. And this is the closest I can get, and it's a series of lots of little pockets. We can trade it out for the Blackhawk chest rig. Oh, that one's blue, so that's pretty nice. And we have two different D3M chest rigs, so let's have a look at those. They'll be the same style, but they might be different colors. So here's one that's black. And here's another one, also black. So the question is, do we like the black, the blue? Do we like the style better? This one has slightly bigger pockets. This one has lots of little pockets. This one has a cool blue color that I like, but I don't know that it's going to go with anything else. But for the moment, we might stay with that just because it's kind of attractive in my opinion. Alright, and that means what we want to do is drop these guys to the ground. And yes, I know that this rig has a lot of stuff in it still that we need to go through, but we'll sort that in a minute. Right now, it's just a matter of picking the gear that we like. And I think for the most part, we are going to find that we're only going to have the Fairwind Tactical Belt as the only option for wearing on the back, unless we want to go with a fanny pack, which we don't. And so we'll put that on the back. And let me zoom in so you can see that. See, there's the front, and you can see the Fairwind Tactical Belt a little bit here. But for the most part, it's mostly a backpack, a back rig. So, I really like this blue, but I may actually trade out for the Blackhawk one, because for the most part, I like to keep her in dark clothing. I don't know that it really matters, because what she really needs is kind of urban camo to blend in. But, we'll see how that goes. Alright, so here's a hiking bag that has 26 capacity. Here's that ARVN rucksack we were wearing that's got a 49 capacity. A military Alice backpack with also 49. That's another ARVN. And then I thought we had some other options. Let's see here. Yes, we do. Okay, so ARVN, another. We know we're not going to take these, so let's just pick these guys up and get them out of the way immediately. They're backup bags. And same thing with we know we're keeping this. Let's move everything out of her fanny pack into this. We can actually add more to it because the fanny pack only carries 2 pounds, but this is what she was carrying, and we know we can fit all of that in there. Let's grab that. Alright, that culls us down to just our first aid kit and some other stuff, and I think I threw the bags here temporarily, so we'll just go ahead and dump these guys right in, save ourselves some trouble, and come back here and look at these. Alright, so now it's just a matter of picking the ones we like the most. So we have this ARVN rucksack, we'll grab that. We have military Alice backpack, we'll grab that. We have this scuba tank set, we'll grab that. And we have a sniper pack, we'll grab that. Oh, we missed this military combat webbing when I was looking at, let's grab that and have a look at that because I missed that when we were over here looking at these guys. Alright, so let's turn her around. And just for the moment, let's have a look at this military combat webbing. Okay. So that's not unattractive either. And it's got, of course, the same weight capacity as the others. It's in black and white. I don't know what kind of camo that's considered. Sorry, guys. I don't know the names of the camo. And it kind of goes with our tactical belt, sort of. Let's take them off and let's have a look here. I feel like she's wearing something. Yes, she's wearing a military. She's wearing a military bulletproof vest, and that's why she's got green camo on. So I don't suppose it matters one way or another. It's just a matter of which one looks the nicest. I think I like, for now, this combat webbing looks pretty nice. Well, maybe not. Where is the one we were wearing? That was this one, I think. If she's going to wear green, she may as well wear blue and really stand out, right? Since I can't get her black. I might have another set of military. I guess it's like a... Oh, the word escapes me. It's the vest. It's the bulletproof vest. And I might have another one in different camo. Who knows? There is some variety in Britta's armor pack, which is nice. As you can see, different colors of the same things. Alright. I think... that's what we were just wearing. This has a lot of stuff in it, but let's... Oh, no, I don't like that one. So we're definitely going to drop that. Yeah, these are not my favorite, really. I find that these ones with the lots of pockets, to me, they don't look super good on... I prefer my character to not usually have lots of... This is nice because it's kind of streamlined. And then this one is nice because it looks a bit more like a vest and it doesn't have as much bulk to it as some of these other webbing sets. I think we're going to go with this one because the white and the black is not unattractive. Let's put this back on the floor. Okay. Alright, and backpacks. So now we can do the backpacks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take her baseball bat off her back so we can see her backpacks better. So this is the ARVN backpack. It kind of looks like a hiking bag to me. It's got a bedroll attached to it. It's not a bedroll you can actually use. It's just the style. That's what it looks like. Alright. And then this is the scuba set. I happen to like this one. To me, it looks like an oxygen tank, so it's interesting. And it's got some gear pockets and things. I like that they took some things and turned them into backpacks that aren't necessarily normally used as backpacks. There's also a flamethrower one somewhere that I haven't seen yet in this particular game. Alright, we have a sniper pack. That's 40. That's also got a 49 weight limit, and it's brown. If she was in brown camo, I might keep that. That's kind of attractive looking. I kind of like that. But at the moment, there's that. And then this is the Military Owl's backpack, and I have some in other colors too. I don't like this green, so we're definitely going to drop this one. Alright, so we've got these three are not too bad. Let's see, we've got some others over here. And, oh, you know what? Let's not get ourselves confused here. So let's drop these guys to the floor because we know they're in contention. And let's go here and grab all these guys. Let's see what we got. Because I happen to like that one pack style, but I don't think we have more than one of them, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, we have, here's another one of these ARVN ones. Yeah, again, it looks like a hiking backpack, and it's still green. And this one's also green, so I think we'll pass on those. And here's another Military Alice backpack. This one's kind of nice. It's kind of low slung. It's smaller. Lots of pockets. It looks like something I would carry in real life. So that is definitely a contender at this point. Let's drop these guys because I'm not overly thrilled with them. And I think we had another one of these on the ground here, and I don't know why I didn't like it. Maybe the color was not good, or yeah, I didn't like this neon green. So it's nice that they have some choices in color. The neon green to me was just too noticeable. All right, and then the last one we have here to check is this Beaufort M Assault backpack, which, oh, I like that. That's small. It's small but still carries 49 pounds, and it looks like something my girl would carry. And it's not super obtrusive. So, actually, I think we have a winner. Okay. So we're going to favorite this so we don't accidentally take it off. We're going to favorite that. And then we need to put the tactical belt back on because this is the only one of these we have. We need to wear that in the back. Not this one has a choice of back or front, but since we've got the combat webbing in the front, it'll take the place of one of the others. We want to favorite that. And now let's go over here and have a look at her. Alright, so I would like it better if we weren't wearing like white and black. But the nice thing is because she's got white, black, green, and brown, it's kind of all broken up. And she's not, you know, going to be super noticeable against any background. The only problem is this helmet is a bright green. But I don't think that there's any other option. And when I had the... somewhere I have the hard hat. You can see the hard hat has a bite defense of 100 and a scratch defense of 100. But if we look at this Reese T helmet that I picked up, it has a bite defense of 120 and a scratch defense of 120. And you want to get the best gear possible for protecting yourself. You can always check your overview by going into protection on the health tab, and it'll show you. So anything in green has really good protection. So my head has 100% protection. Torso has 70% protection. My feet have 100% because the boots are so good, but I'm really deficient in arms, legs. My neck is really not protected. So this is how you track the protection you're going to get and where your defenseless sections of your body are. Sorry guys, I'm having trouble with words today. I know the word I'm looking for, I'm just not finding it. Alright, so it looks like we still got rain and stuff. So far we have been lucky. We're on day 5 and we haven't seen the air activity warning. I'm going to feed her because she's obviously hungry. Alright, we'll get her a drink. She's bored because I've had her standing around too much and she's ridiculously tired. But I don't want to sleep her for another 2 hours. So I think we're going to look around and see what we've got here. And we'll try to sort through stuff. Alright, so we know we are not using any of these. That's got stuff in it. Alright, grab this one. Grab this one. I'm going to grab all the empty ones. And we're going to put them in the cabinet with the other bags. I like having backup gear because things do take damage over time. Zombies bite you or scratch you and your gear takes damage. And certain things like backpacks and rigs cannot be repaired. Clothing can often be repaired, but not all types of armor, even with the mods, can be repaired, and not backpacks and stuff usually. Alright, so we have a good first aid kit. We're going to grab that and put that on the shelf. what I like to do is use as much of a kitchen setup as possible. And this is a great setup with the um, cabinets and the sink built in for a kitchen set. You've got lots of space. You can pull one cabinet out to put a stove in here, which I will probably do if we can find the second wood stove. I'll put it here instead of like out in the main area, and that way we can use it to cook, and we'll bypass the need for an electric stove entirely. We'll use the microwave until the power goes out, and then the wood stove once the power is out. The only problem being that if you use the wood stove before the winter, you're burning through wood. And so it's convenient for cooking, but you're going to need more wood than you normally have to stockpile. Normally, you want to stockpile, I think it's 700 hours of fuel per month. And if winter lasts for 3 months, for your peace of mind, you should have 2,100 pieces of wood or 2,100 hours of fuel in at least one stove in your encampment, so you can just walk up to that stove and into that room and always be warm and keep it running all the time. And you can be colder in other areas of the house, but where you're sleeping or you're working or spending a lot of time, you probably want to have a wood stove. Which is why I put the one that we found upstairs, because you can bundle up and be colder downstairs, but there's a 20-degree difference between where the stove is and across the room. And I'll show you that as we get further into winter. I don't want to do it now when we're in the 70s to 90s because it's too warm. All right, so we've got this great setup, so I'm not going to break it up much. I'll probably bust out this one piece here so I have a space for another wood stove, and we'll use the microwave while we have power. And then we'll use the wood stove once the power goes out, or once we start getting colder and we're running the wood stove anyways. It doesn't hurt to use it. And then we're going to store as much as we can here. A lot of times I build a storage shed and I put shelves and things in it. What I might do is build a storage shed and then build a garage in a U shape around the storage shed, so that we have storage space. We can keep this area clear and maybe make a nice little seating area, so there's another place for her to go to sit when she's tired. And we still have storage, and we'll use extra shelves for backup supplies like extra canned goods, extra bakeware, things that you're going to want to have a lot of because you're going to want to convert your food as soon as possible. All right, I think what I'll do is I'm going to end this here because we're about half an hour in, and there's probably going to be another interlude because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep cleaning up, and then we're going to sleep her. And if you enjoy these interludes, let me know. If you don't, I'll start cutting them out, or maybe I'll just keep them and the people who like them can watch them and the people who don't can skip over them because they're not official episodes. At any rate, I'll see you soon. Take care.